Hello everybody, welcome to the episode that I call Mini Decluttering Projects to Do When You're Feeling Down. Enjoy. So how is everybody doing with the whole stay-at-home order? We apparently, I lost track of time. We are now in week 9. So I'm just doing tiny little things like cleaning makeup brushes. I don't know what kind of mental headspace that you're in, but mine isn't very good. So I'm wearing my Kill Bill sweater. I pretend I'm Uma Thurman, and with a role model like that, anything's possible. So this is my Martha Stewart silicone oven glove, and it has these ridges in here, and I think they're ideal for cleaning makeup brushes. So that's exactly what I'm doing. And Dawn dish soap. I don't know why, it just works. So what kind of headspace are you in? Are you doing okay? Are you overwhelmed? Are you scared? What sort of headspace are you in? And more importantly, what's causing you to be in that headspace? So for me, what's bothering me is leadership. I've seen wonderful examples of leadership, and you know who I'm gonna quote. I'm gonna quote Andrew Cuomo. Talk about a really great example of a leader. I mean, shout out to New York. Good job, New York. Once again, you never cease to amaze me, New York. You're a great state. So I'm absolutely all for the stay-at-home order. Today I got tested for COVID. It is mandatory for me to return back to work because I work in direct patient care. And I guess maybe I answered my own question, is what kind of helps me get out of a funk when I know what's bothering me is stating what's actually working. And I'm really impressed with Andrew Cuomo's leadership. And part of the reason I think he's so effective is because he's a man, and I don't imagine he's dealing with the sort of resistance a female governor would deal with. So go New York. I'm proud of you, and we're all really in this together, and some of us are more fortunate. I'm fortunate that I have a spouse who's still working. I'm fortunate that I've been able to eat 3 meals a day. My health is okay, and I've even been able to take the dog to the vet. So that's where I am. Let me know in the comments below what headspace you're in. So there it is, one clean makeup brush. Now all we need is for the temperatures to rise above freezing, and I leave this in my windowsill and it'll dry with the help of sunlight. So one down. Let's see what else I have to do. So the sun is starting to set, and before I feed the dog and walk him, I just want to do one more low-hanging fruit. It is disinfecting the toothbrushes. Like I said, low-hanging fruit. This is hydrogen peroxide, 3%. You just buy it in the drugstore. And all I'm doing is taking a little cup, the kind you get in like hotel rooms where it's for your mouthwash. And I actually keep hydrogen peroxide in the laundry room because it's great for, I've noticed I've used it for ink stains. So you don't need much at all, because all you're doing is disinfecting your toothbrush. So this will be ready for me tomorrow. Notice I kept my husband separate from mine because that's just nasty. All right, I'll see you in the morning. Good morning. I am awake. It takes me a while in the morning. I don't do makeup tutorials, and simply because I'm not an expert. But I think when you're not feeling 100%, it helps if you sort of have an armor. And for a lot of us women, that armor comes in the form of makeup. So let's get to it. And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, I'm just gonna wash my hands. Why are you wearing makeup? Because I know you're gonna do dishes. And the answer is, if anything makes you feel good, if it's a phone call with your mom, Google Hangouts with the girls, Zoom calls with your old crafting buddies, do it. It doesn't hurt. So first things first, washing my hands. I actually go into in depth about why exactly what my minimalist makeup routine is. I actually have a video, and I'm gonna link that below. Alright, first things first, let's get a nice smooth palette. So here's like the little headband that I wear to keep my hair out of the way. Moisturizer, just Aveeno. With SPF, because my new mental health break is walking around. If my dog doesn't have the energy, that's fine, but my new mental health break is like nature bathing. My dog is so old and so slow that when we walk, I'm like admiring like nests in the trees and things like that. Concealer. This is by, I think it's Benefit. And this hides the fact that maybe I didn't sleep as nicely as I wanted to. So I discovered something really cool. Her name is Best Dressed. Now she has 3 million followers, so there's a good chance you already know about her. And I thought she's a lovely young lady. She's only 21 years old, and she just moved from New York to LA. This segment of the video is dedicated to my girls. Every Monday night we all get together, and we live in Vancouver, Philadelphia, and Orange County, California. And I said, my makeup's so old and moldy, it makes me sneeze, but I need to wear makeup for my YouTube videos. What do I do? And they're like, go online. So this is from Sephora, and guess what I'll be doing someday soon? I'm going online. Apparently makeup has a shelf life of a year. I promise you, this is definitely at least 2 years old. So how many other people are using Zoom and Google Hangouts and what else? Zoom, Google Hangouts. We used Messenger last night. And another thing that's starting to die on me besides makeup is my cell phone. And I'm the kind of person who refuses to get a new cell phone just because iPhone came up with like iPhone 10, Samsung came out with Galaxy 10. So I refuse. But when I can't even answer the phone, or I'm not sure that certain text messages were sent, that could affect safety, like in the sense that, well, what if I'm in an accident, or something that's sort of urgent, like, please buy milk. So, yeah. So what are your thoughts? Should I get a cell phone? A new cell phone? I think you're gonna say yes, please stop being a minimalist. Now is not the time to be a minimalist because we are in the middle of a pandemic. And if so, what cell phone do you recommend? Because I have a Droid and I love its picture taking ability. I look the same. I don't know. Oh well. Someday I'd like to be one of those YouTube influencers that look like different people when they do their makeup. I just look like me. This is entirely a mental exercise. This is not transformative, in my opinion. So my goal here is to just look presentable for you, because you have invested the time to watch me. Alright. My least favorite feature are my eyes, so I do as little as possible to draw attention to them. So the most I do is curl my lashes, and here's the thing they don't tell you about aging. You lose your eyebrows. How come they didn't tell me that? Nobody told me you lose your eyebrows. This is an e.l.f. eyebrow pencil. I go against the grain. And a little bit of knowledge is dangerous for someone like me because I work in healthcare. And if you have a thyroid disorder, you are likely to lose the outer third of your eyebrows. So when my eyebrows are thinning, I'm like, oh my gosh, when's my physical? June. I wonder if they're gonna change it. Cancel my appointment because of the pandemic. And I should have my thyroid levels checked. See, this is what goes through my mind. Alright, so I do some back combing, like I am a beauty contestant teasing her hair, and then some actual grooming. Up and out. Line my lips. So I'm hearing a lot of people talking about Zoom calls, and my husband admitted something embarrassing, and that was women of a certain age, and I think he meant like women in their 30s. We all sound the same, so he couldn't identify who was speaking. So I'm upstairs whispering to you so he doesn't hear me, and I can hear everything he's saying. And he introduces himself at every phone call because I think maybe men sound the same too. That's my look, folks. That is my armor. So, time to keep the video going, and let's get this done. Hi everybody. So if you thought, oh no, she's gonna fold again, you're absolutely right. It's gonna be another folding video. But this is a mental health folding video. So here is a wine rack, and it lives in the bathroom. And every time I see it, it gives me a little jolt of happiness. So we're just gonna show you how this wine rack makes me happy. And no, it doesn't involve happy hour. I fold it with a little lip left over. You'll see why in a second. In half, again in a half. And this doesn't have to be neat because no one can see the inside roll. Actually, no one can see my bathroom at all except me, but it makes me happy. And that's it. So I was saying earlier while I was doing my makeup that something made me really happy. I just subscribed last night to this youngster named Best Dressed. I'm actually blanking on her name. I think it might be Adrian, I'm not sure. Anyway, she's this beautiful kid. She's like 21 years old, and she's from the Maryland area, and I believe she went to film school in California, and has decided to pursue her career in fashion from the looks of it. And she has moved from LA to New York. And I really got a lot of joy last night watching her YouTube video because she's in quarantine. And I want to make it clear that yes, I might be feeling down, but we also have to keep some perspective here. So people have been getting irritated with the phrase, we're all in this together, and I can see why. We might all be on the same boat, but like the Titanic, we're not all on the same decks. So I am lucky. I am almost old enough to be her mother. I, have a home with 2 floors, which is the bane of my existence because I have to clean. But I can have, physical distance from my spouse who is working right now, and that's why I'm keeping my voice soft. But she lives in a 200 square foot studio apartment in Manhattan. And I'm pretty sure her rent is the same as our mortgage payment. But, I felt for her. I felt like as if either I was her big sister or I'm like an overprotective mother. I felt for her because I have the luxury of escaping to a different room, going into the backyard, taking the dog for a walk. I had to make sure he wasn't listening. Usually in our house we have to spell W-A-L-K. But here she is in a 200 square foot apartment. So if you want to see that video, and I think a lot of us should, it's her channel's called Best Dressed, and it gave me a lot of happiness to listen to what her experience is like living in New York in the epicenter. She did a really lovely job. Yeah. And last one, folks. Like I said, this is easy stuff. This is just feel-good stuff. This isn't decluttering the pantry behind me. I'm going to save that for another video. It's called All the Decorating Plans I Had Until the Pandemic. All right. So wouldn't you love to go to a spa and see this nice setup? Actually, no, you wouldn't. You'd be like, what kind of person's using a wine rack for towels? So there you go. This gives me a lot of joy. I'm going to go put this in the bathroom and find another tiny little project to make me happy. See you in a few minutes. All right, folks. So this is our sofa. It had to be reupholstered because where is he? Okay, he's right there. Either the lab or the pit bull, one of them instigated, let's destroy the sofa while we were at work. And because this cost a lot of money to reupholstering is really expensive. Like, I'll tell you in the comments below how much it costs. It was really expensive. I actually cover this with like those sofa protectors, but because I don't know, the nature is kind of messing with us here in the Midwest. Because it's close to summer, please don't snow. We're gonna switch out the sofa cover, but before I do that, I have a weird OCD thing that would make me really happy if I can do it. So let's do it. Dyson is a girl's best friend. Meredith, we should do a parade for the baby's birthday.
Oh, I love it.
I couldn't help it. I was watching the news and it was like watching a dumpster fire. And so I was like, oh crap, it's time to go hook. So it's hooking time. It is a quiet Friday night and I'm by myself and ain't no good gonna come out of this. I'm gonna try and see if I can declutter that coffee cabinet. It annoys me to no end. This may not seem like much, but see what I did? I moved a shelf and it's a game changer because now I have all this empty space here and there, which means I can consolidate and declutter even more. If this doesn't make me happy, this quiet Friday night, I don't know what will. I am so happy right now.